They knew that if you reached a certain point, you would be everything they wanted to be. And that's why they tried so hard to destiny swap with you. They wanted what was connected to you. They wanted to be you. They wanted to walk through this world as you and obtain what comes with that. They didn't understand the fucking work that takes, though. Exactly. Can't stop the prophecy. They knew that they were going to be left out in the motherfucking cold. This karmic lineage is left out in the motherfucking cold. Nope, they don't get none. They get nothing. Tell them what you want, Fred. Nothing. They got nothing out of all this work they put in. DJ Khaled, congratulations, you played yourself. Because you can't stop what has been prophesized for you. The only one that can is you and God. This op over here is this crispy duck. This energy that attempted to recruit an underground, like, whoever this is not smart. Because they set somebody up for a massive failure. And the backfires that these energies are experiencing, it's like the stepping stones that have further assisted your lane that you are creating. It's further like enhanced your impact here. Because whoever this is, Tower, shitted on him. Yeah, we just shitted on him. Oh my God, shitted on him. So whoever this is feels like you have shitted on them just by existing. And somebody is very passionate. They see you as competition. You got an individual, they could be a part of the justice system that has been outed for the fact they were paying for certain things to happen to you in order to make a way for themselves. Somebody's been revealed as a copycat. A bad one at that. This motherfucker was not doing a good job at the football. This is a very entitled, materialistic energy who really took divine masculine at face value. Whoever this is, they Googled the signs of being a divine feminine and divine masculine and was like, all right, I'm going to act like this. It was pure idiocy. This person holds no intelligence whatsoever. I have to say it, like, this is the type of stupid person to piss you off with how stupid they are. I'm just saying, like, this person was parading around in a mask of what they thought was divinity, but it was actually shit shined up to look like Shinola. Like, this was fool's gold. This was a horrible replica of true golden energy, and that's been revealed. The energy that I'm feeling, there's a lot of resentment, disdain, and anger from the fact that you are still alive, that you are still speaking, that you are still standing in your truth, and that you're being believed. That's what's pissing these people off the most, is the fact that others believe you. Others are going through what you are going through, and you were chosen to break down this familial unit and anybody that was associated with them. God's proving a point to all individuals who are corrupt like this through you, because other units are going to see this one crash and burn. I heard, put the fear of God in them. So your story playing out is going to show others like they're next. That God's coming for each and every one of these individuals. That each and every one of you are receiving justice. Very immature, very reckless, very impulsive. They did something recently that backfired to where I don't even feel like this was just energy work. I feel like this individual went and did something. Whoever this is, they are impulsive, reckless, egotistical, and angry. And some action they took, it got them set up. It was like they needed you to be crazy. They needed you to be reactive.
The hardest part of being chosen is seeing the truth when everyone else is blind, until it's too late. They mocked you, called you crazy, labeled you as unstable simply because you dared to speak what their small minds couldn't comprehend. Every time you tried to warn them, they laughed. Every time you revealed what was coming, they dismissed you. They threw insults at you, ridiculed your visions, and cast you aside like an outcast. But now, reality itself has proven you right. Everything they swore would never happen is unraveling before their very eyes. and the ones who used to sneer at you now sit in stunned silence. The fear in their faces says it all. Because you were never the fool, they just lacked the vision to see what was right in front of them. And to you, yes, you, this message is for you. You always knew, long before the rest of the world caught up. You saw the signs, felt the changes, sensed the storms before they hit. It wasn't just intuition, it was something deeper, a knowing beyond words. While the rest lived under the illusion of safety, you stood on the edge of reality, seeing through the cracks in the lies they called truth. And because of that, they feared you. They rejected you. Because nothing is more terrifying to the blind than someone who refuses to close their eyes. Just your presence alone unsettles them. When you walk into a room, the energy shifts. They feel something about you, something unshakable, something untamed. They try to downplay it, pretend it's nothing, but deep down they know you are different. You don't move like them. You don't think like them. You don't conform like them. That's why they tried so hard to break you. But a storm doesn't fear the wind, and neither should you. They hate you because you are a reminder of everything they are not. You have the strength they lack, the vision they refuse to see. You are living proof that their world is built on deception, and nothing enrages a liar more than someone who cannot be deceived. That's why they tried to silence you, drown you out with their noise, isolate you. But truth isn't a whisper, it's a force that shatters illusions. Everything they claimed would never happen is happening. Every prophecy you spoke, every warning you gave, it's all unfolding. They can't call you crazy anymore. They can't dismiss your words because reality itself is proving you right. This is your moment, not for revenge, but for revelation. They will come back, desperate for answers, desperate to understand how you knew. But this time, the power is in your hands. You were never here to save those who spat in your face. You are here to rise, to step fully into your destiny. Let them tremble, let them whisper, let them watch as the world they built on deception collapses before them. You owe them nothing, no explanations, no comfort, no validation. You are here to lead, to stand as living proof that the truth cannot be silenced.
And again, you got this crispy duck losing their absolute fucking mind in the background. Like, this motherfucker is losing it. Whoever this is, they are like really going through a hard time emotionally. And where they were normally able to guilt trip somebody into maintaining some type of connection, or like guilt trip somebody into keeping them in a certain position, crocodile tears. They're being seen through immediately. You make shit happen. You are a master manifester. You are a master alchemist. You're extremely impressive. You make shit happen, and you were making shit happen for other people. You were the golden goose with what you were going through and how you were meant to appear to this person. This person, they had to see. They had to see how God continuously saved you from what was being directed towards you, because God wouldn't save a karmic. Not in this way. God wouldn't save a bad person. Not in this way. Everybody that tried to make you out to be evil, tried to make you out to be as though you were promiscuous, tried to make you out to be like you were some type of demon, like you deserved this. God kept saving you. And God had your person and the people that are meant to be around you watch this. Because they knew with how they had manifested their own life and what they had, the divine advocate within their own life, God would not save an evil person. God wouldn't save a demon. God wouldn't save a fucked up individual, not like this. All of those lies have been exposed with how God came through and elevated you from everything. And now it's like there are individuals with their tail tucked because of the passion they hold for you, but the understanding they didn't have until now.
They think they can get away with it with impunity. In fact, they're all like that. They think that God is not watching, or there is no God, chas v'shalom. Oh, who cares what God says? But they have no idea. God is very patient, very patient. And sometimes it could take 100 years for him to say, well, guess what? The time is up, justice now has to be served, and you can't believe what God does to these people. Destroys them utterly. When the time of evil has to be compensated, miyad yuvedu, immediately they are destroyed. They had their time, and it's it. They have no idea of what, when justice finally comes around, and its time is due, You have no idea of the destruction that will ensue.
The true weight of knowing is not just in understanding the truth, but in deciding when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to let them walk headfirst into the consequences they swore would never come. You have learned that truth is not just unwelcome, it is despised. The world does not cherish those who expose illusions, it crucifies them. You tried to warn them. You saw the storm forming before the first raindrop fell. You spoke, believing they would listen, believing they would wake up. But they didn't. They laughed. They mocked. They turned your truth into a joke because their fragile minds couldn't bear it. Because if they accepted your words, they would have to admit they were wrong. And weak minds would rather cling to delusions than face their own blindness. So you stayed silent. You watched as time unraveled, as the very things they ridiculed you for became undeniable. But make no mistake, their rejection of you was never about truth. It was about control. If they admitted you were right, they would have to listen. They would have to change. And weak minds fear change more than they fear destruction. That is why they fought you. That is why they threw stones, ridiculed you, tried to break you. It was never about evidence. It was about keeping you silent. They wanted you to doubt yourself, to question your own mind, to shrink, to fall in line. But you didn't. You endured. You carried their ignorance on your back and walked through the fire anyway. And now, look at them, lost, afraid. Because when truth arrives, it does not knock. It breaks the door down. It was this force that whispered back, "Keep going. Keep believing. Keep standing." They never understood what fueled you. They thought it was stubbornness, arrogance, delusion. But it was none of those things. It was knowing. A knowing so deep, so absolute, that no amount of laughter or rejection could shake it. And that knowing is what makes you unstoppable. True strength is standing firm despite all of it. It is pressing forward when every force in the world tells you to stop. And you have done that. Again and again. You have endured the weight of isolation, the sting of mockery, the exhaustion of walking alone. And yet, here you are, still standing, still rising, still walking a path they never had the courage to take. Now, there is something undeniable about you. It is in the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way your very existence commands attention. They don't know why, but they can't ignore it. They don't understand, but they can't deny it. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to lead. So let them stay silent. Let them sit with their regret. Let them wrestle with the reality that the one they mocked is the one they now watch in awe.
They're like just gobsmacked by you. And they feel as though connecting with you would be profitable for whatever they're doing. Like you would be an additive. You would be a golden opportunity for their establishment. To work with you would be an honor. And it's slightly intimidating because of who you are and what you've come from and the intelligence you hold. There are individuals that know that you have felt an audience and that they have been part of this audience that has been watching you as you've been moved through the trenches into this ethereal divine state. You walk with royalty. And again, if you have not listened to the song Royalty by XXXTentacion, you should listen to it.